Welcome to another edition of Conversations with SaurEnergy. Today we're going to be talking about a government company or a government-owned company which has been in the limelight for all the right reasons for some time now. But a lot of you may not know enough about the work they do and how they've been doing it. We have with us Mr. Amitesh Mishra. He is the Chief General Manager at Energy Efficiency Services Limited. And Mr. Mishra will be telling us about some new initiatives being undertaken by EESL and exactly how they plan to take it ahead. Welcome, Mr. Mishra.
Thank you, Prasanna, and thank you, SaurEnergy. It's a privilege to be a part of this discussion and conversation, and we like to take this opportunity to share our views on energy efficiency and the importance of energy efficiency in India and why a country like India should have more seriousness around this particular thing which doesn't cost anything.
Sure. That sounds like a very good pitch to all Indian consumers, I'm sure. So we'll start with the first and the most largest initiative right now that we have, which is your e-com store. I believe you've just launched an e-com site, EESLmart. What is that all about? Why did you have to do it? And what do you expect from that now? Tell us about that.
Okay. So e-commerce platform, as you say, that India has been getting into the digital space, and the digital India has been one of the key instrument on which this government has grown. And we also want to leverage the digital space which is there. And not only that, energy efficiency is, as a space has not taken off largely because it has been a very slow starter and people don't understand it properly. So what we are doing here is it's not only the digital e-commerce platform, that energy efficiency as a practice, we are trying to make it manifold acceptable and accelerate it for an adoption. So we are getting into all modules which can promote energy efficiency, and e-commerce is a part of it. So what we'll say that earlier also, when ESL launched Ujala and Streetlight National Program and Smart Metering National Program and the e-mobility national program, we had a lot of success and we were able to create an industry around it. And we are now very happy to share that with 36 crore LED bulbs that we have distributed, India is saving 20,000 crore rupees per annum with the kind of efficiency being saved. So it's a latent thing which you do not see, but it happens. Now we need to proliferate energy efficient products which are there available in the market, which has not been taken off. So what are our plans is basically we are getting into the retail space with the brick and mortar shops, and also getting into the digital space with our own e-commerce platform. This platform was there since 2018. We were selling super efficient air conditioners through it, and we had a very big success during the COVID because we were only one of having the leverage, being the government operators. We had permissions to deliver ACs wherever it was emergent requirement was there. And so we have that experience. And now what has happened, that we have seen the proliferation of Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, all company coming in, and they are so e-commerce platform, as you per se, is one of the great make or models where you actually communicate and also people become aware. So they might not necessarily procure from there, because there, when it comes to white consumer goods or high price appliances, people prefer to go and touch and feel and procure. So our whole idea is around that only, that we are creating an e-commerce platform where we'll have all our products listed with all its technical specification and advantages, the comparison also being available, so that people once if we are, then we'll get into marketing. So when we market and people want to procure that, they are having a ready-made database from where they can refer it and plan their procurement. Secondly, we are also in proliferation, we are taking it to the next level. Like last time when we distributed 36 crore LED bulbs, it was with kiosk and manual selling points. Today, what we are trying to do is we are tying up with, in the era of social media and WhatsApp, we are tying up with various discoms which are now circulating their bill collection or any subsidy scheme through WhatsApp, through billing and all that. So we are going up. Earlier we tried for kiosk. Now we are tying up with them that there will be a QR code which will be created on their bill, on their WhatsApp promotional messages. And when Discom tells the consumer, because they are the energy provider to the end consumer, so there is a trust which is there. And if they are telling that with a particular company attached to them, is giving them a good and a premium quality product. So that is the next level that what we will do that with we are creating QR code for all discoms which we partner, even the private one and the government one, and they will land on our EESLmart, and from there the consumer can procure, and that particular discom can actually will be having an analytics page from where they can see how many consumer actually came from their QR code, landed on a page and procured, which will help them also calculate their promotion on energy efficiency and the benefits that they are doing, and in an event how the revenue is being saved through the entire process. So it is, yes, ecom one, it is solving my knowledge problem, knowledge sharing thing. Second, the procurement in an old way is being digitized through discoms. And the third thing is that if there is many other people who would like to go in this era of startups asset free. So this becomes, anybody who wants to start and join me can start with minimum or no investment at all and do an asset free business for themselves and join hands with ESL and promote this thing. And this will also then, in the next level, what we are doing is our products are premium quality. So I'll tell you by an example. So today I'm going to launch a 6-watt LED bulb. Earlier, what we did in Ujala was that we launched a 9-watt LED bulb which had the luminosity of a 60-watt incandescent bulb. The same light was being given, and you had roughly, if you compared with a 100-watt, it had a 91% saving. With a 60-watt, it had around 70% saving. Now we are just doing that. We are launching a 6-watt bulb with the same light of a 9-watt bulb luminosity. So again, if you say in the overall global perspective, it is saving 33% of energy. So this kind of product, it is the only 5-star bulb which is now being manufactured, and that is being done by ESL. So launching this kind of revolutionary product is also gives me an access on the market, which becomes faster through the market. The lead time to reach the market becomes faster through e-com platform. And similarly, we are doing in AC. So we are upgrading the AC to the next level. And it helps us with these kind of platform to reach out the customers, sharing with them the knowledge, and this is a better product. And after doing this, listing our product at a particular quality level, we'll also open this e-com platform, we'll make it an e-marketplace. So we'll also in future, as our plan, we'll empanel the other brands like Havells, Philips, Bajaj, Surya. They can also come with our technical specs of their product. They can come and place their product in our platform, but it will have to have a minimum quality guarantee and a 5-star rating, so that it works as an energy efficiency platform. And it will be a truly energy efficiency platform which saves energy and is concentrating towards the promotion of energy efficiency.
Tell me, this platform right now, is it, like you said, is it digitizing the earlier process you had, or can regular consumers, somebody who wants to just buy 1 or 2 bulbs or 1 or 2 fans, can they also come and buy here?
Yeah, see, we are having, as I said, we are having 2 segments. One is B2B and another is B2C. So D2C is also there and B2B is there. So obviously in India context, when procurement happens, so people who buy in bulk want some kind of discount and all that. And if somebody is paying me in advance, I can obviously give them benefit of that. And B2C is there. Its whole idea is that we were earlier available on GEM and the government were buying from us. Now we want to take it directly to the consumer and even the private organization. In GEM, you don't have a private organization who can procure the benefits of a quality product. So the overall idea is to outreach every type of customer.
Okay. So when we think of e-commerce normally in any context, and that's been the experience in India, I think the first thing that comes to mind is discounts, like you said. And people expect cashback offers, huge discounts. So what is going to be your USP in this case for the regular customer? Are you looking at doing something there?
See, as a marketing, there can be various combination of offerings that we can provide, but generally what happens that the product that we are placing in the e-commerce platform would be not so easily available right now in the market. Our whole idea is if a technology is available which is of premium quality and is not at the right cost, to bring it at the right cost, enable the market and ecosystem for that, and then leave it to the market. So with this platform, we will look at having that main proliferation of that technology of premium quality at the right price.
Okay.
So if you can, I can give an example. If you have how people buy a AC in the market, it's something which most people go in a shop and buy. And that particular thing, people go there and they generally, the first thing in India, and I should appreciate our Maruti ad कि कितना देती है का concept in India is very much. So in AC it is कितना bill आएगा. It's how much. But people don't know, and they are basically dependent on the salesperson. They're telling them this 3-star is good, this 5-star is good, and they don't know how a 5-star is rated. So 5-star has many dimension how one gets a 5-star. It's not just that it is only consuming less energy. It's also what kind of copper has gone into it, what kind of plastic is there, and what kind of gas is inside the AC. So everything depends. So that is something which as a knowledge part we will be sharing. But we launched our first AC when we launched for super efficient. So there is an EESLMart rating which is there in AC, which in a star label, you will see there is a green putty, green color. There you have a number. So generally it is starting from 3, in 2 ton it is around 2.8 and all that. It is there in fans also, it is in all star rated products. There is that is Indian seasonal energy efficiency ratio.
Okay.
So that exactly actually gives the quality of the product with respect to energy efficiency. For me, that is very important, and that is what I am looking at. So if I launch a AC which had 5.2 EESLMart, while at that point of time the 5-star rating which was given by B was anything which was EESLMart from 3.8 to 4 till 4.5. They can also do 5-star.
Okay.
And then they change it to from 4.2 to above is 5-star. We launched the AC at 5.2.
Okay.
Which generally, if you term, because there is only 5-star in a rating, would be above a 5-star AC.
Okay.
Then, when we saw that market is already launched a EESLMart 5, we moved to 5.4. Today you have Hitachi, Daikin, everybody making that EESLMart 5.4, and we have moved to 5.8. So we are launching 5.8. So we are moving the curve at the price of same. So my AC would be costing somewhere around 48,000 and 1.5 ton split AC. Today, if you say Hitachi, it is, I just made some market survey, and I can, all are costing above 46,000 in 1.5 ton 5-star AC with ISR rating. So you will have in the same 5-star category, you will have different prices. So when you look at that, you can actually make out why it is more economical than the other. So that rating would be down, so it makes it economical because it has the quality of copper, the R32 gas, and all that is there.
So tell me, since you mentioned the AC example, I think we all realized that there was a long adoption cycle for people to understand the whole concept of 5 stars, and probably even today it's ongoing. It's not been that simple because when we talk about something which is more efficient, there's a higher cost sometimes involved. People don't really understand the total value concept, or they don't want to perhaps, or they just look at the initial cost. Do you think there's there's a market or there's a requirement for EESL to do something in that space much more aggressively in terms of helping them understand?
Yeah, thank you for asking this. Actually, we are trying to educate and bring in that kind of, and we will market while we create a brand for energy efficiency industry and creating energy efficiency as a kind of energy source.
Yeah.
We would always emphasize on total cost of ownership so that people can understand when they are the initial cost of acquisition may be high, but with today with the kind of digital India and proliferation of banking services, I think that has also been minimized with financial companies coming in and EMI model coming in. People are able to afford high cost product. So there we can place now, we'll be placing in fact total cost of ownership, and that's what we are talking with various B2B clients that we do, that you understand. So whenever we do in our proposal, there is always return on investment. So that line is always there. So in an AC it might be 2 years, but an AC runs for say 5 years minimum. Similar in fan, it is a 10-year product. There again it might be 2 years. So if you are having the next 8 years of 3 years is your savings. In LED bulb that we are giving, it may be 1.5, 6 months. So these concept and talk, we have started doing it, and this is more and more we will take it forward.
Mr. Mishra, I think you spoke about distributing LED products. So people must understand that this was not like all subsidized perhaps, maybe.
It was never subsidized.
Yeah.
We have never
So,
subsidized.
For example, you spoke about possibly the role of carbon credits. Would you want to explain that? How carbon credits help you give away products or sell them at a lower price?
See, carbon credit today in India is still a developing thing, and many people don't understand it. I would say on a personal note, the way I still don't understand the equity market.
Sure.
And I don't invest. Similarly, in carbon market, what happens is there are so many dimensions to it. But yeah, what happens when you are taking an energy efficient product, you are saving the carbon emission. So that saving of carbon emission is calculated as unit and given you as a credit. So when you adopt to that, so that credit can then be encashed in the market, and there is a global target for each country that they have to have this much of carbon limitation and reduction, which has to be done. And when you are not able to match that goal, you can buy carbon from the market and then use it for your not getting setting it off. And similarly, that I can give you an example that we had a very high cost bulb which we bought and we sold it in our Gram Ujala project at rupees 10, and we exchanged it with, for that, even taking that, we also said that you have to bring in an incandescent bulb or CFL bulb. If you are already using LED, we will not give it to you because you are already into the right cycle. So anybody who bought 4 incandescent or 4 CFL bulb, and that were destroyed also. So the whole model was made around it, and we sold that bulb, Gram Ujala bulb at 10 rupees. And that is now being taken care by our subsidiary, Karma Energy Services Limited. And that, now that when we got the carbon credits for utilization, we can now recover our high cost of procurement of that bulbs. And that is how the whole cycle works.
So as the price of carbon credits goes up, you can do much more for your...
Yeah, it's there. Now, there are many companies now which have formed, which are specifically doing this business of carbon credit.
So what's the next big thing? I mean, which are the areas where you see more potential for EESL to get involved, or where you're probably already considering doing more? You spoke about solar, for example, a little bit about that.
So, solar is something which we see is a very aspirational industry as of now, and we again, as I would have shared earlier with you in discussion, we have developed the LED market, we have developed the street light. Today, if you see, during Diwali, each house is decorated like a marriage house, which in my time, only a marriage house was decorated fully. So that's what we have changed in the lifestyle. Similarly, today everybody wants to buy a e-mobility thing, and similarly the smart metering is because you can control your electricity consumption. solar is an industry which is still in a nascent phase and people are still having a lot of questions and query. So ESL has its own plan and we are in discussion and we are getting the guidance of MNRE and our stakeholders and we are devising a plan on that. So yeah, solar, we have done decentralized solar already in Maharashtra. So we have experience of solar specifically making it. So we introduced that concept again in India. It was like solar was earlier with big solar park were required and where you had big solar
utility scale.
Okay.
Yes.
So now we took it at the level of say a small 2.5 kilowatt to 10 megawatt. That was there, that can be placed at a small places and then the losses also can be minimized. It was near the microgrid or a mini grid and it was placed in their wasteland and that was it. So we have done approximately around 200 megawatt in Maharashtra. Similar we are trying to do in other states. So in solar we have done that intervention which is now people are taking it. So in this rooftop solar, residential solar, whatever we call it, we are again trying to create, do the demand aggregation and which can actually make it and also do the knowledge sharing part so that we can see the industry and take it forward.
See, we've spoken a lot about solar. For example, there is this lot of Atmanirbharta for India, Make in India in terms of modules and the rest of the supply chain. Now, when you are taking an initiative like LED bulbs or BLDC fans, are you also under directions to make it India driven in the sense anybody who enlists has to be manufacturing it in India, or do you have any such conditions?
See, being under the CVC guideline and we procure and we also come under the audit of CAG, so we have to follow the guidelines and procurement process of government and we do all our procurement before putting it in the market as per the guidelines of the government. So if depending on the product we get into, if the guideline says that we have to follow that Make in India policy, we follow that policy. It is all directive that you have to do. You cannot actually go. If we go, then probably there will be people who might be having their heads off.
Okay. No, actually, I wanted to ask about: is there a directive to have Make in India manufacturers only for the e-com site?
No, there is not anything. See, Make in India is something and Made in India, as I say, are two different things.
Right.
And as I am a government entity, for me, Make in India is important.
Right.
So I have to follow that guidelines because all those guidelines, see in LED bulb, if there is a chip which is not available in India and it has to be bought outside. So there's a percentages defined in every industry and then in industry again in the subcategory of the product category.
So you follow that.
Yeah, so we have to follow all the guidelines.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you spoke about ACs,
Yeah.
could you simplify it to say how does a consumer actually get a 5-star AC through you?
Okay, so we are going to sell our AC through our e-commerce portal also, which is EESLmart.in, and at the same time we are developing a retail store network which is going to be placed. So we'll be doing the pilot of first retail shop because earlier you would have seen shops of Khadi and Tribe India and also even Post has their shop, so they are selling Ganga Jal. So we are also designing a pilot. Probably in next 2 months, we'll launch our first 2 stores across urbanized India. One would be probably in somewhere in Jharkhand, another somewhere we are planning in Maharashtra. So we will be doing that, and that will be where it will be available. And at the same time, we are also getting into channel partner model. So we are identifying channel partners who will be procuring the ACs from us and act as our dealers in the future. So there are 3-4 ways where consumer, but right now what we are doing, we are planning the marketing strategy. So people and consumer can come and know where they can procure and where they are. We are sending out QR codes in many discoms. So through discom website, they land on EESLmart and we'll do it. And our product like fan, AC, even induction cook stove we have are all on-site warranty. So they don't need even bother about warranty, anything. It is there as it is. LED bulb and tube light. That is why we are creating retail shops so that the warranty can be covered through the brick and mortar retail shops.
Thank you. I think that works for us.